Hello, my name is Jake. I'm a rising junior at Sierra High School, and for basically my final milestone, I completed the majority of the modifications I set out to complete. So the two main modifications I actually did complete, or mostly completed, was an outer box and a little turret up here, as you can see. So the turret moves in many different axes. So the outer box, it's made out of plastic card, styrene, whatever you want to call it, just thin plastic. It's really just there to make it look a little bit nicer and just keep everything in the same spot. So the turret is made out of two servos, one on the top for horizontal rotation and the other one for vertical rotation. Basically they're there just to mimic the actual action of a real tank. So servos are controlled by PWM, which is basically where you take electronic signal and just cut it up into little packets, and it basically emulates an analog signal. It's pretty handy for getting pretty finite control. During the coding, I actually set it though, so it turns to about 10 degrees every single time you press a button, but you can set it to 1 degree if you wish so. So you can get some pretty finite control. Problem though with servos is they only turn 180 degrees. So the laser diode here though, it's basically a semiconductor that emits light instead of heat, and there's two parts to it. Both are coated with reflecting material. One has extra electrons, one is missing electrons, and then electrons. The one that's missing electrons kind of joins up with the one that's not missing electrons, the one with the excess electrons, and they basically form identical photons inside there. So that's how you get, the very solid beam. But the problem is though, is you're kind of missing like condensing. So that's why you have a little lens on the edge of this. And I'll just put my hand here. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's a little laser beam on my hand. So that's how that works. I had a really good time at Blue Stamp. I found out I really much more prefer the mechanical side of things to the coding side. Coding's a lot more hard for me. And I think probably my biggest takeaway from Blue Stamp really is just problem solving. If you have a problem you can't solve, just break it up into really small, simple steps that you can solve and just attack it like that. Sometimes you might need to break it back and bring it back to square one, but just try it that way.